was such a smooth transition. I didn't even have time to pour a drink yet. Welcome, Sláinte, to everybody. We've got the people are logging in. Welcome to the very last Wednesday night Love Doctor live stream. It's the last for Wednesday. Let me know. Everyone, put your comments in. Say hello. Say where you're watching from. If you want this to continue, as things are open up, I can do it again. I just have to find a good night for everybody to do it, and we can do it maybe once a month, just because I'm going to be out and working, and I don't want to waste my. Well, it's not. This isn't a waste. Did I just call tonight a waste? It's not a waste. Look at these wonderful guests that I have with me. Wendy, Bonbons, and Miss Kinky Karma is here. How could this be a waste? Bashek is telling me to continue. Christopher is saying, Sláinte, I haven't even got mix in yet, Christopher. Sláinte back.
Cheers.
Yes, woo. Cheers.
All right, and that's the lovely. They're not sponsoring me at all, but that's the lovely Madison Park. They haven't even given me a free bottle, but Madison Park breakfast gin. It's so delicious, and a little bit of fever tree, as we just heard me crack that bottle. There we are. I'm almost already out of ice. Why is it so hot? Such a humid day here. Did you hear that downpour? Kinky, Wendy, you're in Newfoundland. You're in Newfoundland. It's Kai is saying a nice save. I don't know what the save was the fact that I took one drink before I actually put the mix in. But Kai, if you want to explain that. But Kinky, did you hear that rain?
Yeah, it was amazing. I like the rain. I like the sound of it. It's like soothing.
I do as well. It came all of a sudden. I knew I could smell rain, but I was busy doing stuff, and then all of a sudden just hammering on the windows. It was beautiful. But this is good. I was actually on Wendy's show on Sunday. And I had a fantastic time, and I saw that some of you were watching as well. The Instagram show she does, the Cosmic Bonbon show, every Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. She's doing it from Newfoundland, so she starts at 11 p.m. her time, just to time travel and fuck us all up. I don't know why. All right, breakfast gin seems redundant. Is there any other time to drink gin? Yes. Every time. Every time I drink gin.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's fucking the save it from the waste remark. Exactly. It's definitely not a waste. Just poorly said. So cheers, Sláinte to everyone. I was gonna ask what you two lovely people were drinking, but I just went cheers, and neither one of you raised a glass. It was what is that?
You were too quick for me.
This is Jameson, the whiskey stout edition. I would say it would be a guilty pleasure, but I do not feel guilty about liking this whiskey. So yeah.
Lovely. And Wendy, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking random fridge sangria. The mystery makes it taste so much better.
It does. It's amazing. It's better than drinking bathtub gin, that's for sure. And Ari breakfast gin. Daniel says it's 2020 everywhere, all gin all the time. Daniel is correct. By the way, Daniel, thank you very much, and Christopher for arranging it. I got the chocolate order in. It was fantastic. It was delicious. Thank you very much for sending that to us. It was greatly appreciated in this household. Were either of you on the week that they sent chocolate out?
Yeah, I haven't received mine yet.
I was, but everything takes a while to get here, so.
True.
Waiting.
I got to indulge. I guess is the thing. All right. There's going to be some changes coming up with the Wiggle Room reopening. I got a tour of the venue, the physical changes that they had. We can discuss that going forward. and or we could get to one of the cards right now. Or if anyone wants to post a question, you can post a question. Actually, you know what? This is one of the changes that's going to be coming in. Maybe should we talk about that? Is that going to be? Let's talk about that. This is the wrong thing to do. Where's the right button? There's the right button. This here is a way that people can actually put their questions in. Now, this way, I don't know. Somebody, what was this? Wrote this question here. Let's see if I can highlight that so people can see it. All right. So this is how you can ask questions safely and socially distanced when you return to the Wiggle Room. It's a website just called Sli.do.com. You can go on your phone, so we're not handing out cards. We're not going to be touching pencils or sharing pencils with other people. And it's also, if I can get it to work, because cross my fingers, I'm going to leave it to my manager. He's a bit of a prick, but he can actually do these things. People will be able to vote for their favorite acts using this app as well. So you just type in your question. You can sign it or not sign it, and then it'll appear on a screen in the Wiggle Room, and we will answer your questions. I'll answer the questions live during the Voix de Ville show. That goes one of the big reveals that I was hoping to do, and I just kind of I feel like I blew the load a little too early. It's a bad analogy. I realize how the look on Wendy's face was just the disappointment in me in how I put that. That was brilliant. But that is this is how we can actually see the questions. So we have a stack of questions coming in. You can go to Sli.do.com, and then when it says the event, or there's a hashtag for the event, you just type the Love Doc. Each week it might be slightly different. So you can do that, and you'll have access to type in questions, to vote, and to all the other wonderful things. Like we might do little quick polls as well to discuss people, what people want, or what people in the audience are like. This has become a TED Talk. This is a little too dry at this point. I think maybe we should answer some of these questions that everyone can see. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. The first question, the one that's there, is how do you ask tell a friend? Ask a tell a friend, all right, that you love them and want to get more intimate and close with them without risking the friendship. First I'm gonna go to Kinky. Just let Kinky, how do you want to take that?
I don't think you. Well, it depends on the relationship that you have with a person. I mean, if you feel okay to have a negative response and still be able to keep the friendship, then I mean, just tell it like it is. But if you don't feel that it's possible and it's okay, then I don't think you can actually. So sorry.
Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely I'm going to put in my answer right now, and then we'll get to Wendy on that. I would say if you're pining after someone, if you just want a physical relationship, you can do that with a friend. But if you want an intimate and closer relationship, as in to have a proper, I don't know if proper is the proper term, but to have a fulfilling relationship with them, to have them as a partner, more than just a friend, then if you're pining after that and you're only their friend because of that, then you're already damaging yourself. And maybe they'd be interested in having that relationship with you. But please, you always see these people that are trying to pump friendship coins into the piggy bank of friendship, hoping to get sex out of it or whatever out of it. And that is not how those things work. You basically, your best bet is, if you're interested in somebody, then let them know. And I'm not saying that people who would normally be attracted to other people can't be friends with the classification of people that they're attracted to. I'm just saying that if you have put yourself into that mindset, unless you can cut that off, then you're doing a disservice to yourself and a possible disservice to them. So either clarify and then make the relationship happen, or move on, or let the relationship not happen because they're not interested. There might be a reason you're not asking. Wendy, I just rambled, but Wendy, what's your take on that? You're looking very sad because it was sort of a sad thought.
No, I think you both covered all the main important points. I think if I look sad, it's just because I hope if this person does choose to have this conversation, I hope it goes well for them. But it is something to prepare yourself for with anybody. I feel like if you have intimate feelings for somebody, it is important to disclose that to them. Just to keep an open communication on trust, and you just got to prepare yourself that not all those conversations are going to go in the favor maybe of yourself. They might just end up going in another direction, but that's the way things go sometimes. But honesty and communication are the best ways to deal with that situation, I think.
I think fear is the thing that kind of holds people back from having these kind of conversations, because you fear where it's going to go, and maybe deep down you understand that it isn't going to happen. And if you realize deep down that it isn't going to happen, then do your best to be the best friend you can be. And let's just bring that back to see if I can make that be. Let's go. Does that work? Oh, yes, it is. Look, we got a new question in. Let's handle the new one, the one that just came in first. Let's go. No. Oh, crap. I just deleted a question.
Oh no, Control Z.
Control Z, see if that works.
I read the question.
All right, if you can recite the question.
How do you convince a guy who makes chocolate that the wiggle room will be safe?
All right, I have taken a tour. The one thing that that we're all going to be, you know what? Let's make a poll out of that right now. Let's I want to see how people feel. So this is for those who are on Sli.do. You can actually fill in on this poll. You can just click one of those little buttons. It says, "How ready are you to return to the wiggle room for the Voix de Ville variety show?" So that's going to be running during the entire show, and you can let us know how you feel. I know that the staff has gone to extra lengths to try to make everything as safe as possible. There's coaches arranged so you and the people in your bubble can sit together, and there's going to be plexiglass dividing between you and the other coaches as well. There is everybody has to be wearing a mask if they are walking around. There's not going to be bar service. It's only table service. The amazing Cindy is back, and she's ready. The staff will be wearing gloves. They will be wearing masks. I think some of them will be wearing face shields as well. No one is allowed to stand up, and that includes the performers, until they are on stage, unless they are wearing a mask. They are doing everything they can to make it as safe as possible, because the wiggle room, they love their patrons. And the last thing they want to see is to have their patrons sick. But they want to make sure that they are presenting entertainment in as safe a fashion as possible. Every performer who goes on who uses a microphone will have their own microphone for the night. That's it. No one else will touch that microphone except for them. The performers will be wearing their mask until they hit the stage. There are rules in place for what the performers can do on stage to minimize any kind of risk to anyone else. That said, we understand that the hallway up to the bathroom is fairly narrow. It's just being careful and being smart while you're there. And if someone is not being smart, just to check with the staff to see if they can do something about that, because the staff are looking out for you. So that poll is up. No one has voted on it yet. I just so you can see it on your screen. Those are the three buttons you can. Again, the website, just open up another window, says Sli.do.com, and it'll ask for an event code, and it's hashtag the Love Doc. So that'll be telling us there. And yes, Kai is referring, I guess, to the friendship coins we were mentioning earlier. People are not vending machines. So some people are already voting. We can actually see the votes come in live. We'll check on that through the night, and we can go back to the questions I think we can go back to the questions without closing that. All right, maybe we can't. All right, we'll just I have to move that window down so we can bring up the questions again. But they are there. So let's move on to the next question. Is it odd to enjoy oral sex more than intercourse? Nope.
Absolutely not.
Wendy, your thoughts?
No, I agree. I think it's absolutely normal to enjoy whatever you enjoy.
That's just it. You are you. And if you enjoy intercourse more than oral, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but if you enjoy intercourse more than oral, then that's not odd either. You enjoy what you enjoy, and if you do it right, then you enjoy it very well. And we'll move on to the next question. Let's see. How do I highlight these again? Just make sure I can do this right. How can I be cute and desirable as a man for women? I don't know. I've only had compliments on my kindness, and that seems to be the only thing that really works for me. It's this face and body are not exactly. I don't think cute is described. I'll go to Kinky. How do you feel about that question?
Well, off the get-go, it might sound a little superficial and like very underestimated, but having like a good breath, so like brushing your teeth and have a good like hygiene
in general.
dental hygiene, yeah, in general as well. That's actually a good plus.
I think a lot of the things that can make a person cute, it doesn't matter what the gender is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain things that people like body parts. That's fine. That's but that's just the meat. It's the person themselves and how they present themselves. So dressing well, fitting who you want to be, who you want to present to the world. If you're putting on something fake in the effort of trying to attain somebody's attention, I think that's harmful to yourself and to a future of any kind of relationship. Wendy, do you have any thoughts on that question? If you want to generalize it in another way, that's fine.
I strongly support that. Anybody who has general hygiene is that's a good thing. You need, especially right now, that's a very attractive quality.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed to wash your hands twice in front of somebody. Like, that's not a big deal. And I feel like investing in yourself and caring about yourself will bring people who care about themselves and about you towards you. So if you want to attract good people, and if you want to attract a good partner, be the best of you that you can be and the best of you that you can offer to the world. And then that person that enjoys that will find you.
And I cannot stress enough, be attentive. Like when they speak, listen. Right. And listen clearly, and do follow-up questions if there's something that you want better explained. That's one way to be. Don't be annoying. Don't be a git. Don't be like pestering. And don't ask them questions that they maybe have already answered. But be there, be attentive, and listen, and actively listen. I just thought to throw that out there as well. Not that I was ignoring Wendy when I was saying that, thinking that up. It's where the humor comes in. All right. Let's move on to the next question. The next question. You know what? I'm loving this little device here. I think though we'll have to change the color because the blue doesn't quite go with me. All right. So I'm gonna have to read it in the way of a Love Doctor question. Is, dear Love Doctor, does a body count really matter? No. It's who they choose to be with at that moment is what really matters. And if you are privileged to be that person, then why try to fuck it up? Ms. Kinky, you seem to do you disagree?
Oh, I completely agree. And actually, to piggyback, if you think that body count is important, then I don't think that it's wise for you to be with someone else. I mean, it's kind of shameful. And I mean, you could revert the question back to you too. And honestly, if a body count needs to be like counted to count, well, I'd rather have someone that has a high body count, so that because they know each other and they know exactly what they like and what they don't like, and they experimented. So why having a high body count would be bad, you know? Unless you just like the missionary. Until then, I mean, well, what else can we do?
Wendy, I'm going to be experimenting also with some new video layouts during the show. Wendy, what is your thoughts?
I don't think body count's important. I think the communication is the most important. So like if you're going to be intimate with somebody, it doesn't really matter how many people you've been with. They're a new person. It doesn't matter if you haven't been with anybody. You're still going to need to have basic conversations about respect and trust and boundaries, all those things that are really important. So that should be happening with each partner that you have, ideally, regardless of how many there are. And, you know, I don't feel like people should be, my personal opinion is people shouldn't be embarrassed if they have a low body count, and you shouldn't be embarrassed if you have a high body count. Just practice safe sex either way, and good communication and respect for other people.
I have a little bit of a pet peeve. I might just sort of, all right. I recently got into discussion with somebody about the fact that it was a younger person, but they were saying, when I get married, I will hope my partner is a virgin. And I was like, what? Like,
I don't understand.
I'm all right. I may offend somebody out there when I say this, but I call people like that Star Trek fans, right? Because they just boldly want to go where no one has gone before. And it's that kind of launching and thinking that I find personally sort of offensive. Like, they don't care about their own history. They want to. And the other thing is, it's like, maybe you're not going to be that physically compatible if you haven't done the deed before, like you've signed the contract, because that's kind of what marriage is a general contract, and it's like basically buying a car without a test drive. That's a bad analogy, but it is. I think it's basically it's like getting somebody to build your house without checking their credentials. That I don't know. A lot of that is.
I feel that a lot of that is prejudice, because I've had a lot that types of talks as well, and I'm like, okay, and what's your body count? And they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, why are you upholding a standard that you're not able to have yourself? How hypocritical is that? You know?
I agree. I think, you know what, the better question to be is how many of your exes are you on good terms with?
Yeah.
I think that is a more telling question.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I fully support that.
And if you say that all your exes are crazy, this is a major red flag. You run.
Major.
Run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if anyone refers to a psycho ex, no. It's,
well, if all your exes are psychos, I mean, I understand that you can have like one toxic relationship. I mean, it happens to everybody. But if you have nothing nice to say about any of the meaningful relationships that you had, this is a red flag. Like, there's something wrong that needs to be addressed.
I would have to say there's 2 exes that I have that I'm 1.5 that I'm not on good terms with, and for both of those, I feel it's my fault, and I fully own up to that. And it's how you end the relationship. So again, it's all about being a good person. Welcome to Don't Be a Dick. This is, maybe that should be the name of this show, is just don't be a instead of the Love Doctor Livestream, just don't be a dick. Which is, again, I hate gender specific insults, but that one, just don't be a dick. All right. So that question is handled. Let's see what's the next one that comes in. People who are watching at home, you can actually give a thumbs up to any of the questions that are in the feed, and that will bump it to the top, so we would be answering it next. well as depending on how many people click on them. Kai has something that he wanted to add in. My remark about really listening to someone being an attractive quality, you can cultivate in yourself. I'm reminded of saying, or he's paraphrasing, the beautiful woman I notice, the charming woman notices me. So flip the genders on that if you need to fit your particular situation. Why even bring gender into it? Just say the beautiful person and the charming person. I think that fits. Kai, thank you very much for giving us that little being far more eloquent than I am. Wherever you got the quote from, but it does, yeah. I think that fits for that answer as well. We're going to move on to highlighting a new question. What are some of the best memorable safe words either of you have encountered? Any of us have encountered. Kinky, her face lit up as soon as she saw the question. So Kinky, if you want to take that one first.
I think it was kumquat.
Kumquat.
Yeah. Technically, it's a fruit.
It is a fruit. I maybe it might be a language thing. The person, maybe, I'm not sure, but how much should I share?
Share it all. If
share
not, you haven't had enough gin. Have more gin and share it all.
There's something like to just be at a point to whisper into your partner's ear, "Come for me," and if what they're hearing is you prepping to say "come," and they think, "Oh, kumquat, I've got to stop and shut everything down." That sounds like that's a recipe for disaster, is what I'm suggesting, because it's like unless like I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum on this one, and Kai thinks kumquat is better than rutabaga. Again, things with multiple syllables can always be troublesome.
Yeah.
But to say, unless you're into orgasm denial, which might be, I'm not. Again, if that's what you're into, cool. That's what you're into. But abusing a safe word to cause it is not cool. Not cool at all. Wendy, it would defeat the purpose. Yeah.
Kiwi would be the most memorable. I don't know what it is about fruits, but yeah. But I'm allergic to kiwis, so there's not many times that someone's gonna anticipate me asking for a kiwi. So
yeah. I realized that sometimes I use my safe word in public spaces. I don't know if you ever had like those situations where you're just uncomfortable, but you don't necessarily want to call it out, but you want to like give a sign to someone. And in my group of friends, like we all know each other's safe words because we're very liberal like that. So we kind of found ourselves like saying that safe words in just a normal setting when something is bad and you don't necessarily know how to get out of the situation. I don't know if it ever happened to you or something.
I love that, but no, I have something similar. I have a body sign with my friends, and you excessively rub your arm like you're scratching, but you're rubbing it. And we don't normally do that. So, but yeah, no, that safe word is so much that's so smart.
Yep.
I just want to welcome Terry to the show. Welcome, Terry, watching from YouTube. Anyone that's tuning in, I'm seeing that we have a few new people watching. Just tune in, say hello, tell us where you're watching from. Winona is saying that's super good. It is very good. You can just have a word with your friends. To say, if I'm uncomfortable in a situation, I'm going to mention this or say this word. That is a brilliant thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sex safe word. But definitely, I got called out though for using something that I considered to be completely unsexy was brick. And so that was if we're having a conversation ahead of time, I think that should be, I would suggest that as the safe word. If you like that as a safe word, hit like on the video down there. Just it's over there. But I would say brick, because brick is something that's not sexy. Brick is something that heavy. It stops everything. A brick holds a door open. That's what a brick is. And then I was with a partner who said, well, no, it sounds a lot like dick or prick.
Yeah.
And they seem to like those pieces of anatomy, and they didn't really think it would be a good safe word. So that was the end of using brick. But traffic lights are a good system. I've dated somebody who was colorblind, but I don't know if we ever if there was a problem with the traffic lights.
I know that in the fetish play parties, they have like the traffic lights, so green, yellow, and red, depending on how the situation is and how it is. And I find that type of color coding so much better than just having a safe word, because sometimes you don't necessarily want to stop, but you're starting to get uncomfortable. So that's where yellow takes all its sense.
Yeah, and again, it does add to discussion. So like it's like yellow, I'm trusting you to act responsibly, but you're approaching my barriers. For those who are not familiar with the traffic light system, again, if you've just stumbled across this, hi, I'm the Love Doctor. This is the Love Doctor Livestream, and the show is answering people's questions about love, sex, and relationships, and just generally having a good time and a few drinks. The traffic light system basically is if you're with your partner and they ask you what stage you're at, you'll say green. I'm green. I'm good to go. Yellow means like slow down. I'm not sure, but I'm willing to not. I don't want to stop. But red means stop. And anytime that you are with a partner and they say stop, you stop. Everything shuts down, and you need to stop. That is. No cajoling, no, you can move into aftercare at that point, but stopping is stopping, and that is the end of it. And there is actually, here's a question. I'm gonna just put a small question on this one. It is just a follow-up to that is have you ever been with a partner who abused the safe word situation?
No.
It basically sort of ended a lot of the relationship, but it's like they would go to red right away and then expect everything to restart in about 5 minutes. I never understood the why on that one.
Perhaps that they needed a yellow, because I know it happened.
Yellow was present, yellow was discussed, but they using the traffic light system, they just sort of shut everything down.
No, I actually had a quite opposite. My partner, the first time I called my safe word, he went Spider-Man on the roof, on the ceiling, like not touching you, waiting to see what's going on. And I think it was the sweetest moment I ever had, and I've never trusted my partner ever more than at that time, because I feel, and it's kind of sad that we have a lot of stories where either the safe word is misused or just not listened to. So yeah, I'm actually quite grateful and lucky to not have those types of situations happen to me.
And I definitely have to agree. If you're anyone who doesn't respect the safe word, it should be the end of the relationship at that point. But if you want to discuss with them, that is your prerogative. But understand that is I would say a major strike against a partner. No matter how wound up and they thought everything was going in. All right, can I cross creepy territory on this one?
Of course, please do.
Part of the main reason for safe words is so no can be said.
Yep.
That was all. I know some people are very upset. They think no means no, but no, if you set up another word to mean the no that means stop, then no isn't stop.
Yeah, well, it's I think one of the bases of consensual, not consent. That's like one of the biggest tongue twister for the day, where the safe word is needed, because it is a type of fetish where you want to be restrained and you want to feel that that scary feeling, that tension, but you still want to feel safe in crossing that barrier and actually going further into it as well. Because I mean, when you don't know something, it's quite easy to just say no and to say stop, when in reality you just want to continue, you're just afraid.
Exactly. Let's go back to the questions. All right. Love my girl, but we're going through a bit of a lull. Any tips on how to spice things up? Don't use real spices. All right. Some of that shit burns. Really, there's certain places Tabasco should not go. And so it's just you don't want to put in. I would say discuss, find out what kind of things turn each other on. There's always something. I like the game of questions. It's where you're it's like 20 questions or truth. No, it's more like truth or dare, except there's no dares in it. And you have a question, and then you would ask the person maybe a follow-up and listen to their answer, and then you can kind of probe a little bit deeper. And at the same point, you learn so much from your partner by the questions that they're asking you. If you have a person that only wants to do answers, then that person's not interested in you. That's somebody that you basically is wasting your time. Wendy, do you have any thoughts? You've been quiet.
Well, I think you can use actual spices if you use them safely. Yeah. But
moderation.
Yes. To spice things up, I think just adventure together. There's so many things that people haven't even heard of, or they definitely haven't tried. Like, the world is your oyster. Just try different things, communicate on them. It could be something as simple as watching porn together, or it could be something elaborate, like going to a sex club if you want. Well, actually, I don't think you can do that right now. I take that back. It could be like joining a fetish community online or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of options, and there's lots of options to make up for what you can't do right now. So just explore together and talk about it, and be open about the fact that you feel there's a lull, because that's important too.
Sure, it's honest, and sometimes the person you might think it's a lull, but they're just content. And if you point out the fact, then maybe they'll realize that they might be taking you for granted. And I think it would be helpful to any relationship just to keep the lines of communications open. Kinky, do you have any advice on that?
I'm gonna go to another whole direction, is mental charge. I mean, and it happens a lot when it comes to people and partners living together. If she's the one that takes care of everything, so like cooking, cleaning, planning, perhaps the reason why everything is lull is because she's just tired. And so try to, of course, there's a sex part, but let's explore what else is there in a relationship. Especially what I realize is with this whole confinement, with people staying at like indoors, we see more and more of that, where the guy actually realizes that, well, her partner is doing a lot more than what he's doing. So it's like, it's normal that she doesn't want to like get down and dirty with you, if like she needs to think of like a gazillions other things to do, and she has to put her energy into like other things than giving you sexual pleasure, or having herself have sexual pleasure. So just check out the chores and just make sure that it's equal, and she actually has the time and energy to actually want to spice things up.
So discussion is the main thing on that. And I would actually, sensuality and cuddles are wonderful, is what Winona J. Fox, a fantastic burlesque performer as well, is saying. And I definitely agree. By the way, Winona's Instagram, if you can find it, check it out. It's amazing. I don't know if she has a TikTok, but she does a lot of TikTok type videos as well. She does. All right.
She does, and they're amazing.
I'm a little anti TikTok, and I'm not for the reason Trump is. I'm just because of the fact that it's not secure.
Look, she's the only reason why I have a TikTok, and it's worth it.
All right, Winona J. Fox is worth it. Is definitely worth it. I will state. All my state secrets can go away for Winona.
And besides, if it's not that, it's gonna be Facebook, so might as well. Oh wait.
Welcome. Where are we again? Actually, we're all over the internet. We're on Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you like the Love Doctor fan page. If you're watching us on Twitch, welcome. Twitch, we're trying to grow the audience there. Follow the channel. There's a lot of content that comes in. We're known as saying, "Oh, thanks." Yay! TikTok is sketchy. It is. I know people who work for the government who can't have it on any of their devices. Just because of it's considered that sketch.
But fun thing is that the app where like you put yourself and then it like makes you old or makes you like a woman or like it puts your face into videos. It's actually more. This is actually more dangerous than TikTok. So.
There we go. Welcome to the Internet Security Edition of the Love Doctor Livestream, and. We are going on to maybe the next question. Let's see. I have to learn all the buttons so I can do this a little bit quicker. So that was that question. The next question is, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. It's a song lyric. I get so many of these questions asked. I'm glad that we're not wasting paper on it at all. Okay, depending on who you're talking to, love is a many splendored thing. It is a song lyric. It is a chemical reaction. It is the reason for being. It's all of these things and more. Kinky, Bonbon, do you have anything you wish to add to that?
Other than some Bible verses, no.
If we also noticed that was sent anonymously. So the person didn't even want to own up that they were asking us that question. The next question, I'm going to
latest question. I'm not as it's not my thing, so I don't consider a bit of an expert, but I may am I going to get in trouble for calling somebody out on this about because you have several photos online.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I don't know if I'm being an asshole.
I was going to see if you were going to say it. That's all. No. Yeah. I guess I'm fairly involved in the splashing community. In the food play. Can I see the question again?
Oh yes, of course.
Sorry. It's okay. Resources or tips. Tips: do your research before any type of play, especially with food play. Something you're going to run into a lot is there's a lot of places you can't put a lot of things. There's a lot of prep involved in food play too. You're going to want to just explore those things before you get involved. And like any good type of play, find your ground rules. And resources, I guess that depends on what type of play you're looking to explore, because if you're looking for self-play right now, I think is probably the most safest type of play, especially with splashing. There's lots of really wonderful people you can follow online to kind of explore that more, depending on if you're somebody who wants to be the giver or receiver of the food play, of the fun going on there. But yeah, that's my tidbit for that. Just do your research.
Wendy, cosmic.bonbons on Instagram occasionally has some photos if you're looking for inspiration for your research. Kinky, would you have anything to add?
I tried chocolate. It's overrated. But no, actually, I've never thought about that actually. So yeah.
Christopher is saying to make sure you take the prickly parts off the cucumber first, or not if that's your thing. I'd also say cleanup is very important as well.
Yeah.
Places where sugar can get that sugar doesn't react well with, it's something you want to make sure you take care of as much as cuddling afterwards is important. So we'll move on to the next question. Dear Love Doctor, I've been horribly in love since I laid eyes on them, and it has been months of knowing nothing will happen as they view me not in that way. How do I move on? This is an SOS broken heart situation.
Aw.
It's sad when it happens, and it hurts, and you can use it for personal growth. But sometimes I think it's an old adage, and it's one I believe in. One of the best ways to get over somebody is to get underneath somebody else. I believe if it's not going to happen, to spend time dwelling, just if you're going out to use somebody as just a bridge partner. I don't mean playing cards. I realize that sounds like I'm suggesting go and play bridge with somebody, but if you're using somebody for a bridge, make sure it's they're not going to be hung up on you as well, because you don't want to do that same thing to somebody else. Go out and find somebody that can please you, and that can be entertaining and distract you and give you the impetus to move on, to find somebody else, because that happens. Not everybody falls in love with each other. Not everyone falls in love at the same pace. Falling in love sometimes is completely one-sided, and if it is, what you need to do is move on. And if you are somebody who's has somebody in love with you, but you're not in love with them, and you're entering in a relationship, you are entering a relationship on deceit, and that is not a good thing. So taking it from both sides, please be cautious. You don't want to be a prick, because that rhymes with brick, and that's a safe word. We're go to Kinky. What is your thoughts on that question?
On a more practical level, I would say get off of their social media, stop spying on them, because it hurts more. It hurts you more than it hurts them. And also, it's okay to decide not to speak to them and just to cut off ties, and for a while, until you either get under someone else, or you kind of numb a bit the feelings. I know that once you cut contacts on something, let's say you have a bad habit of like eating too much Nutella, one of the first things that a nutritionist is going to tell you is that get that thing out of your house and try to have not many interactions with that. That way you'll be able to just move on and forget about it. It also happens with people. So yeah, on a practical level, just get off their social media, block them if you have to. And it could also just be temporary until you feel that you're comfortable enough to go back in their presence, or not. But yeah, just out of sight, out of mind.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. Wendy, do you have any further thoughts?
Yeah, I think you both covered a lot of the good stuff, a lot of the important stuff. Make sure you self-care while you're also withdrawing, if you are withdrawing from this person that you care deeply about. If you're able to channel your feelings into something, maybe you're an artist, if you're able to channel that into something beautiful, maybe you can heal through that. But it is a process, and there are going to be hard days, but just know that you are worth taking the time, and you are worth finding someone who loves you back.
Most definitely. Just a shout out to Peter Bowen, who's tuning in, Montreal comedian. He's saying, everybody, what up? He says that far better than I do. And keep doing our thing. Thank you, Peter, for jumping in. Make sure you hit the like button. It's over there. I'm backwards. Make sure you hit the like button, so people can help discover this channel a little bit better. Again, yeah, it's again, self-care is important. And again, Kinky, when you're talking about cutting off social media, it is an important thing to kind of do at times. So we're going to move on to the next question. If anyone has any comments about what they think about the new technology, what they think about this, I'd be glad to hear. I have no idea. This might even be worse than TikTok. But let's bring up the next question. Is I'm seeing someone who I feel I can't be myself with in bed. Should I break it off because it's not working and try to find some way to make things work intimately? I would have to go with discussion with this. If you feel you can't be yourself in bed, you need to, well, first self-examine. Why can't you be yourself in bed? Are you afraid of scaring them? Or are you afraid that they're so far ahead of you that you you feel lost and you need to cling to them for guidance. Whichever way it is, you need to kind of clearly communicate that with that. If you're not satisfied in the bedroom with them, is there something that you can do to encourage them to be a more present lover? These are the questions you need to examine for yourself and move on. Wendy, do you have any thoughts?
I think having a discussion is really important, as you said. They're just as uncomfortable and unhappy as you are right now. That's maybe if you're going to have a discussion and you're going to realize you two just don't work together. You're not compatible sexually, intimately, and that's okay. Or maybe you're going to have a discussion and you're going to find different things that you can try that you're going to really enjoy together. But you won't really know unless you have a discussion. And if you're not comfortable to have a discussion, then I don't really think it's the best place to be with somebody.
If you're not comfortable enough to have a discussion, then how are you comfortable enough to take your clothes off with each other? Kinky, your thoughts?
Exactly what Wendy says. I think and even more, I mean, perhaps that's the reason why you don't feel comfortable, is because you're not comfortable enough to discuss your feelings and you discuss what's going on. And that's why you feel that you need to have a persona up when you're intimate, which I find kind of sad.
So our hearts go out to you, Anonymous, and I do hope that you can find a way to bridge that discussion with your partner. We got 2 more questions here. We can get to those, and that brings us to about an hour. And we haven't even gone to the question cards. Dear Love Doctor, I'm attracted to my friend, or maybe it's just not having sex for so long. COVID thirst is a real thing.
COVID thirst is real.
Yes.
Should I tell them? Am I a bad friend for thinking they're attractive? It all depends on how you broach it. But go, Kinky. We'll go with you first.
Okay, I'm superficial. I like my friends to be hot and attractive, so I don't think it's a bad thing that you're attracted to your friend. I mean, that means that you have good taste in friends. And again, COVID thirst, the thirst is real. Let's check out with him and see if he wants him or her to see if they want to go in the sack. And if they do, then go ahead and then you'll see. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Just ruining a friendship forever.
Everything ends one way or another.
Wendy, do you have any thoughts before I jump back on that?
Sometimes you have a type of friendship where you can literally ask the question to them, just as you just put it in that question box. I don't think it's a bad thing to think your friend's attractive. There are a lot of friends that I think are attractive. I think it's how you make them feel and how you act on it. You can think somebody's attractive and not make them feel creeped out about it. That's fantastic. If they're uncomfortable, then you got to evaluate. But again, if you will talk to them and then find out if they're uncomfortable and how they feel about it.
Much agreed. For an example for what Wendy is saying is just to say, you're looking fucking deadly tonight compared to, I'd love to unwrap you like a chocolate bar. That's, there's 2 ways to handle that. There are 2 things. So, Kinky, you're smiling a little bit too much at me.
It's well said in both situations. Well, in my case, anyways. So.
It is all right. I might be blushing a little on that one. But what I'd like to point out is the thing is, if before jumping in bed, you might want to just set a couple of ground rules, as in like, since we're in our bubble together, why not? Without thinking of it becoming a relationship. It's the idea of, because if you approach your friend on that, they might actually be somebody who's been pining for you. And if they've been pining for you, they might think that this is their chance at a relationship. If that's not what you're thinking, then you could be unknowingly taking advantage of their feelings. So again, discussion's just so fucking important. Just talk it out, people. Talk it out. I guess we'll move on to the next question, unless I said something there that has set either of you off. We're good? All right. So the last question that we have here on the app, and then we'll go back to the polls to see what the polls are saying. I don't know if people can access the polls while we're looking at the questions. So, dear Love Doctor, I was finally ready to date again, and then the pandemic hit. Men don't seem to be willing to wait before getting intimate, but I have to be safe. What can I do? If they're not willing to wait, they're not worthy of your time. If they are so goal oriented to get into your pants, that they're not willing to take the time to get to know you or actually listen to your concerns, I was about to say fuck them, but what I'm saying is don't fuck them, because they don't deserve you at that point. I'm not a prude. I hope no one out there thinks I'm a bit of a prude, but the thing is, anyone that seems to be pressuring you for sex is somebody who doesn't deserve sex. And your sex. You know what? I've fallen out of the habit. I've been trying to kick. This is something I've been trying to kick for a long time. Is I hate the phrase "to have sex." That people have sex or had sex. I think to share sex is much more accurate. To make sex a third object in the room with two people, I think that denigrates sex. It denigrates the experience, and it also means something can be stolen, taken, or broken, and that should not be the case. Sex is something that happens that is shared between people. I almost said two people, but I realized some people have better lives. So there is, or more adventurous lives, not necessarily better, but that's the thing that we'll talk about there. It's just I've gone off topic. I'll bring the question back up, and Wendy, do you want to take that one?
I think communicating your needs, and if somebody's values at the time don't meet up with yours, then you know what, keep trying to find somebody who does, if that's what you want. Being safe right now is extra important. Being safe in general is important. You know, you only have one body for you, and right now especially, it affects more than just you. It affects a lot of people around you, so it's admirable to have those conversations. More people should be having those conversations. It's normal, it's important. But yeah, if somebody's values don't match up with yours, find somebody who does. There's lots of people out there right now who are in the same situation as you, probably, who are looking to date again, and then bam, they can't go out. So explore. There's somebody out there, and you are worth taking the time for.
Miss Kinky Karma.
I would actually take it out of the pandemic. Like, pandemic equation aside, let's say you're dating again and this guy is pushing you where you're not ready. I mean, would you keep it, or would you just keep it pushing and go somewhere else? I mean, yes, with the pandemic, there's and like my psychology is way far away, but there's this case of YOLO. So you only live once, and let's do it, because we never know when like shit's gonna hit the fan more than it already is. And from a certain standpoint, I understand. But we also need to rationalize things. Like, if you wouldn't accept that behavior of someone not accepting you being ready in a normal settings, why would it be different in another type of settings, like the setting that we have right now? So I would say just do exactly what you would do without the COVID situation. Would you still date that guy? I don't think so. So just, find someone that will actually listen to you and take the time and actually value what you have to offer enough in order to make you feel safe.
That is well put. Most definitely well put. Again, never anyone that seems to be pressuring you, there's a reason why you're resisting. And that reason is because you're not ready and you need to listen to yourself. I want to thank all of my partners here. We're going to take a question from the cards. But first, I do want to point out the fantastic people I have here taking her drink. It's Miss Kinky Karma. Her PayPal is there. So it's paypal.me/Miss Kinky Karma. The M is capitalized. I don't think that matters for paypal.me's, but that's the way it's been presented. And we also have, she crossed her eyes just as we switched. It was a fantastic visual. I don't know if we can screenshot that later, but we're going to definitely try. There is also the paypal.me for Wendy Bonbons as well, or Wendy Bonbon. So if you can check that out. If you want to just support the channel in general, where is it? There it is. just running on the bottom is a link tree. So linktr.ee. And my manager, he doesn't even use my name, but he puts other shows on, / Paul Ash. So that prick, at the top, it says buy me a drink. You can use that to donate to the show. Anything that's donated in the next 48 hours, I will be splitting with these fantastic 2 performers that have been joining me tonight. This has been the Love Doctor live stream. We are going to be going back to the Wiggle Room next Wednesday. We have a fantastic lineup. Mark Brennan is making a return to the Wiggle Room. Well, everybody's making a return to the Wiggle Room. Actually, our 2 Monarchs of the Mountain from the last Voix de Ville variety show are going to be there. So Big Daddy is going to be there from Hot Fuzz. She'll be performing solo, though, because all the acts have to be solo. There is Jason Sellin, the comedian, is also going to be there. We have Mark Brennan is going to be doing some music. We have Wild Delilah is going to be doing a burlesque. And just let me take a look here. We also have, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Georgia Cutie Pie is going to be there. And someone who looks, all right, there's been questions about Quinn Legoo. I don't know if I should be addressing these questions here, but comedian Quinn Legoo is going to be there. There's people that suggest that there might be a familiar resemblance between himself and me, and I'm not sure I see it. Sure, we're both gingers. We have a similar jawline, but he was raised by 2 mothers. And yeah, they got the donation from Toronto when I was living in Toronto. I don't know what that really says, but if you want to check out that mystery is there to look at. And we're gonna just I'm gonna, you know what? Let's go to the other poll. Where to go? There it is. So we're going to leave that up and check with it at the very end after we take a question from the cards. Do we want 1 or 2 questions from the cards?
I'm good with 2.
Good with 2? All right. Slanche from Christopher. Have a drink. I'm glad I poured a new one. Oh, that is good gin. All right. So let's see. Let's bring the cards up, and let's see if I can do this properly. See, I'm still learning all the new technology. This show is not going to end. The show is going to be back for sure. We just have to find a night. Wendy Bonbons does her show at 9:30 on Sundays. I don't know if I should do a lead-in show, maybe at 7. That gives the time for us to be over. Chance for people to relax a little bit and before going into your show. That would probably work out the best, but if you can suggest a night that would be good for the Love Doctor live stream, possibly only being monthly, you can get back to us as well. And let me just clear this up a little bit. Let's take a look at the first card here. Like that, this camera's been broadcasting all night and it hasn't done a thing. I love the fact that we've been getting questions in live so very well. Mm-hmm. That's a little hard to read. It's a light pen. Let's bring that up slightly. Dear Love Doctor, every time my boyfriend spends the night, we seem to have a hard time leaving the bedroom. Should we seek professional help to cure this? Don't you fucking dare. You only want to cure that if it's a problem. If you're not feeding the cats for the entire weekend, then that could be a problem. But I could imagine the cats would let you know. Only if it's a problem is it something that you need to deal with. Wendy, what's your thoughts?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Words of wisdom.
What she said.
Kinky agrees with that. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'll add one other thing. having a calendar in order to plan things out, so that way you make sure that you don't have anything planned. That way it's not so hard anymore to leave the bedroom because you don't have anything else to do.
Exactly. Look at this. I'm actually in my bedroom, and I've managed to do a show for an entire pandemic. Well, I hope it's not quite an entire pandemic yet, but that's one thing. Dear Love Doctor, is there a way that the beautiful bartender shakes my cocktail, please? Well, the live bartenders are going to be back at the Wiggle Room next Wednesday. Come buy your tickets, get your group together to buy your tickets online. We still have that poll up. We're just waiting for people to respond a little bit more. We've got one vote in saying they can't wait to get back. Let's hear how many people we can have vote on that. Just go to Sli.do.com, and the event is hashtag the Love Doc. That would be the poll for this show before we close out. And we'll give another chance for people to vote. And here we are. Dear Love Doctor, is it odd to enjoy? Oh, hold it. We had that question.
We had that question.
There we are. And it's yeah, but unfortunately the phone number doesn't seem to be well put out. All right. I think that was somebody I complained never left their phone number the last time they did that, so they left a phone number. Dear Love Doctor, what's the easiest way to get sperm out of my beard? Well, I've shaved mine off. There's soap. Soap is something I think we've all learned during this pandemic. Soap is a fucking good cleaning product. Kinky, what's your thoughts?
Well, I haven't had sperm on my beard, but I did have sperm on my hair once. Shampoo and conditioner is your best ally in that situation.
All right, Wendy, anything to add?
Yeah, no, I agree. Shampoo.
All right, shampoo is just a soap for hair.
Yeah.
There we are. This one's a little. We're just speeding through these, and I'm not seeing any more votes coming in for that poll, so we might be ending off on this one. I hope it's a good fucking question.
It is.
Dear Love Doctor, I have heard that in Montreal, brown is the color of love. Why? Wendy, because I went to Kinky first last time. Have you heard that?
Like fall? Like, I don't know. I thought of leaves and stuff. I don't know. When it gets cold, everyone couples up. It's sweater weather. Everyone's looking for a sweater to steal. I don't know.
Cuffing season.
What was that season?
Cuffing season. That's what the young people call it.
Cuffing season. All right. I'm not young. So I've not heard. Miss Kinky Karma, what is brown?
Well, there is a saying in my community that says the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So Montreal is a multicultural city.
There we are. I think that question has been settled. It seems to be a weak one to end on. So what's the next one? I should have really checked all these beforehand. And this last question is dear Love Doctor, if I buy you a drink after the show, will you tickle my lucky charm? Yeah, I think it might. I'm not ruling it out, but what I'd have to say is your charms better be awful sweet as well. I'm the Love Doctor. Kinky, what would be your thoughts? It's a nice icebreaker.
Yeah, it is. It depends on how you look like, actually. You
mentioned being superficial earlier.
Yeah, I am. And I'm like that type of superficial where I need to know you and I need to make sure that I can have a conversation with you before I want to tickle your lucky charm or I want you to tickle my lucky charm. So, yeah.
Wendy?
No.
No. All right. There we are. And as a young person, cuffing. All right. Winona J. Fox has we're now been confirming cuffing is a thing. And Victoria Blair, welcome, Victoria. Nice to see you here. My manager did an interview with you, and he's a fucking prick. I don't think he mentioned me at all. It's a Bernard Adamus song, Brun la couleur de la mort. Couleur de la mort. Is my accent doing well? Brun la couleur de la mort. It's passable. All right. Now I can just pretend that I'm French to people from Toronto.
Oui, oui.
Whenever I'll ever see people from Toronto again, traveling the world, what is going to happen? I feel like I'm on the Muppet Show.
Everything has an ending, so I'm hopeful. You just need to be patient.
I am hopeful as well. Just checking out that poll, it doesn't look like anyone else has voted, but we do have. I can't wait. I do hope that we have an audience for the show, and I know that I'm going to be doing what I can. I do worry. There was a police officer. I hate to quote police officers, but there was a police officer in London when they opened the bars who said, it is crystal clear that drunk people cannot socially distance. And that is a worry. But I do know that the crowds that come to the Voix de Ville show, come to the Wiggle Room in general, tend to be smarter people. And they are socially conscious, and they are trying not to be assholes. And I think as long as everyone keeps that to mind, and if somebody starts being an asshole unconsciously or just slipping up, I think it'd be fair to so hey, stop. Can you just keep 2 meters away from me? I'm not feeling safe with this pandemic. And they should realize what they're doing and not try to close any more distance. Wendy, you look concerned when I said that. Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm really excited because I know that the staff at the Wiggle Room really do care, not only about the performers, but about the people coming in the audience. I've experienced it from both somebody who has been a performer there and somebody who just ventured in there randomly as an audience member, and they do really pride themselves on creating a family there, and they want to make sure everyone's safe because they care about the family.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Kinky, final thoughts that we have.
I cannot wait to go to the Wiggle Room because, spoiler alert, I bought my tickets for this Friday. And yeah, just like Wendy said, what I love so much about the Wiggle Room, and also at large our wonderful burlesque community here, is that we always want to make sure that everyone is safe. And we also make the sacrifices for that. So I think that it's kind of like a small reward that the Wiggle opens, because it means that we are doing things right. But yeah, I cannot wait until everything goes back to a new normal that is a bit better than what we have right now. So yeah.
And that is definitely the case, because we can't wait, but there will be a vaccine eventually, and we will have. I think the world will be permanently changed, even with a vaccine.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot more options for people to work from home. I think that doing shows like this is going to be much more common, and I think I just really hope that people communicate and communicate well. There's so much division in the world. Let's try to bring everyone together. I'm the Love Doctor. I'm with the fabulous Miss Kinky Karma, the wonderful. I didn't mean to do the alliteration. Wendy Bonbons. This is been the Love Doctor Livestream episode. Are we episode 23 at this point? Episode 22. Episode 22 at this time. So we have gone through the pandemic of doing this live show. There's been 24 weeks, 22 shows. Look and follow for when the Love Doctor Livestream comes back, most probably a monthly. And we love you all. Come check us out at the Wiggle Room. Good night.